Number 1. Japanese culture shocks. Upon arriving in Japan, visitors will immediately sense cultural differences they may not have considered before. One thing that surprises many is the level of homelessness in the country. Although the Japanese Ministry of Internal Affairs reports that the homelessness rate is only about 0.03% of the population, a very low number compared to other developed countries, this does not mean the problem does not exist. Despite the small number of homeless people in Japan, they do not appear publicly. Because of the culture that values honor and self-respect, many homeless people choose to live in seclusion, avoiding public areas, not begging, and not sleeping on the streets. They always try to conceal their circumstances. Not only cultural influences, but also legal factors and urban design contribute to the obscurity of the homelessness problem. In Japan, begging in public can be considered harassment, making it difficult for homeless people to find shelter. Many parks also have early closing times to prevent people from sleeping overnight. Even public benches are designed with armrests in the middle, making sleeping impossible. This not only helps maintain public order, but also demonstrates Japan's commitment to maintaining the cleanliness and tidiness of its public spaces. Interestingly, public trash cans are rare in Japan. After the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway, the government reduced the number of trash collection points to enhance security and prevent the concealment of hazardous materials. Despite the inconvenience caused by the lack of public trash cans, Japanese streets remain remarkably clean. Japanese people have a habit of bringing their own trash bags home instead of littering, which contributes to maintaining a clean and environmentally responsible image, something not every country achieves. What are your thoughts on this? Do you find Japan's approach to homelessness unique? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 2. Japan's population is declining rapidly. Japan is facing a serious population problem that could wipe the country off the map within centuries if the situation doesn't improve. Japan's birth rate has plummeted over the past 50 years, from just over 2 children per woman in 1972 to only about 1.15 in 2024, one of the lowest in the world. Despite government measures to encourage childbirth, the results have been insufficient to reverse this trend. According to statistics from the Japanese Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, over 1.5 million people die each year, while only about 770,000 are born. This means Japan's population is decreasing by approximately 800,000 people annually. This problem not only affects the social structure, but also poses significant economic challenges, as the elderly population accounts for 28% of the total, putting immense pressure on the social security and healthcare systems. One clear example of this population decline is the village of Nagoro in Tokushima Prefecture, where only about 30 residents remain, mostly elderly. Notably, over 350 dolls have been created to replace those who have passed away or left. This event has attracted the attention of international reporters, as it symbolizes the phenomenon of ghost villages in Japan. A similar situation is occurring in over 500 other villages, where populations have plummeted to the point where schools and infrastructure have been shut down. Government measures such as increased child allowances, extended maternity leave, and free housing for young families have not been sufficient to boost the birth rate. One notable initiative is the use of AI technology to connect couples, but the results have been modest, with only about 300 couples in Saitama Prefecture getting married through this system in recent years. Japan's low birth rate has also led to a labor shortage, severely impacting the economy. Japan has also experimented with unconventional measures, such as granting visas to immigrant workers from India to address the labor shortage, a strategy that is causing controversy. Some consider it a temporary solution, while others worry about the long-term impact on Japanese culture and society. The truth is that Japan's population is declining rapidly, and if the situation doesn't change, the country may no longer be a populous nation within a few decades. What are your thoughts on the Japanese government's measures to address the population problem? Do you think Japan can turn this situation around? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 3. Yakuza secrets. Things you didn't know. The Yakuza, one of Japan's most notorious criminal organizations, often immediately brings to mind their artistic tattoos and violent behavior. However, the Yakuza is more than just a criminal organization. It has a distinct history and culture, with its own rules, rituals, and a special reverence for its tattoos. One of the most distinctive aspects of the Yakuza is their tattoos. Intricate, handcrafted works of art featuring themes such as dragons, tigers, phoenixes, cherry blossoms, and other traditional imagery. These tattoos are not merely a sign of membership, but also symbolize status, loyalty, and honor. To obtain these tattoos, Yakuza members must undergo a lengthy apprenticeship period, during which they must strictly adhere to principles of loyalty and criminal conduct. What's particularly noteworthy is that when a Yakuza member dies, their tattoos can be preserved as a cultural heritage. Some families have undertaken the preservation of the deceased's tattooed skin, demonstrating not only respect for the artwork, but also a part of the family and organization's history. Yakuza tattoos are not only aesthetically valuable, but also symbolize honor, belief, and a long-standing commitment to the organization. A lesser-known aspect of the Yakuza is their far-reaching influence in many areas beyond crime, including the entertainment, sports, and even politics industries. Over the past decades, the Yakuza have become an integral part of Japanese culture, appearing in films, comics, and television programs. They are not only condemned by society, but also revered by a segment of the public as protectors of social order in their own way. Despite their long-standing presence in Japanese society, the Yakuza have been gradually pushed back in recent years as the Japanese government intensifies its efforts to combat organized crime. Japanese police and law enforcement agencies are cracking down on arresting Yakuza members and seizing their assets. However, even with these effective measures, the Yakuza still hold a significant position in Japanese social culture. Given all these facts, are the Yakuza truly a criminal organization or simply an integral part of Japanese culture? What are your thoughts on the Yakuza's influence on contemporary Japanese society? Number 4. Japanese women and cuddle cafes, a bizarre therapy. Japan is renowned for its rich and distinctive culture. One of the most surprising aspects is how Japanese women perceive and express love. Unlike Western cultures, where romantic relationships and marriages can be openly displayed, Japan takes a more discreet and complex approach. Japanese women tend to maintain discretion in love and relationships. Instead of directly expressing affection, they often use subtle gestures to convey care and love. A prime example is the kawaii movement, which many Japanese women embrace. Kawaii is not simply a style of dress or makeup, but also a way for Japanese women to express femininity and cuteness through actions, gestures, and even in how they express their feelings. Love in Japan is also expressed through participation in unique services such as host clubs. These are places where women spend money to chat, be pampered, and enjoy the attention of hosts, male attendants. These men must not only be handsome, but also skilled at conversation, listening, and making clients feel special. The cost for an evening at a host club can range from a few hundred to several $1,000s, and Japanese women are willing to pay a lot of money to enjoy these moments. This is part of a being pampered in culture that many Japanese women seek as a way to relieve stress and fulfill emotional needs in their busy lives. However, that's not all. Japanese women today are also beginning to change their perspective on relationships and love. They no longer view marriage as an obligation, but as a choice. Approximately 30% of Japanese women aged 30 and older are unmarried, a relatively high number compared to other countries. This partly reflects a shift in social values and the need for personal freedom before committing to someone. Recent studies also indicate that some Japanese women are increasingly seeking relationships with foreign men, believing that Western men tend to be more emotionally expressive and romantic than Japanese men. So, are you surprised by these unique views on love held by Japanese women? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Air pollution in Japan, a critical situation. Japan, renowned as one of the world's most developed countries, impresses not only with its advanced industry and technology, but also draws global attention to its growing air pollution problem, particularly in its major cities. Despite Japan's excellent public transportation system and strict environmental regulations, air pollution is undeniably becoming an increasingly serious issue. Tokyo, Osaka, and Yokohama, Japan's 3 largest cities, all record high levels of air pollution, especially during winter. Research shows that levels of PM 2.5 particulate matter and other harmful substances in the air frequently exceed the World Health Organization (WHO) safety limits. One of the main causes of air pollution in Japan is the increase in private vehicles and the rapid development of industrial areas. Although Japan has implemented numerous initiatives such as switching to electric vehicles and renewable energy bus systems, it has been unable to completely eliminate emissions from private vehicles and manufacturing plants. According to a study by Japan's Ministry of the Environment, approximately 70% of air pollution in Tokyo is generated by traffic emissions. Not only large cities, but even rural areas of Japan are beginning to feel the effects of pollution. Areas surrounding factories and industrial zones in smaller cities like Saitama and Chiba are facing high levels of pollution, impacting the quality of life for residents. A report from Greenpeace points out that, despite Japan's significant investment in pollution reduction technology, these measures are still insufficient to address the ongoing pollution in major urban areas. This has led to a shift in the Japanese public's awareness of health issues. Many people are beginning to focus on reducing their exposure to pollution by wearing masks or using air purifiers at home. The increase in respiratory illnesses, such as asthma and bronchitis, has been clearly evident in heavily polluted areas. Although Japan is still considered a country with a clean living environment, air pollution is becoming a significant challenge for the government and the community. Number 6. Japanese monks with strange diets. Japan, renowned for its long-standing Buddhist culture, possesses a unique system of monastic practice and philosophy of life. Remarkably, within Japanese Buddhism, there's a little-known and unique practice. Monks are not only permitted to eat meat, but they can also marry and maintain family life. This is quite different from Buddhist traditions in many other countries, where monks adhere to strict rules such as abstaining from meat and not marrying. Japanese Buddhist culture is a harmonious blend of principles of nature worship and practicality in life. One of the most striking aspects is the diverse and varied diet of Japanese monks. While in many cases Japanese monks will eat vegetarian food to demonstrate purity, in some Japanese Buddhist traditions, eating meat is not completely forbidden. This can be explained by the philosophy of some schools of Japanese Buddhism, particularly the Zen school. They consider maintaining health and energy essential for serving the community and practicing their faith. Meanwhile, monks following the Zen tradition, especially in Zen temples, have a more flexible diet, including dishes made from livestock, poultry, and even fish. This helps them maintain better physical condition during extended meditation sessions. In addition, an important part of the monks' dietary culture is the use of seasonal foods, prepared from fresh and natural ingredients. Traditional Japanese monk meals are simple, but always emphasize a balance between nutritional, spiritual, and natural elements. Dishes such as rice, miso soup, fresh green vegetables, tofu, and bean-based foods are a staple in their meals. An interesting example of the Japanese monk's diet is the practice of shojin ryori, the vegetarian cuisine of Buddhist temples. These dishes are typically made from plant-based ingredients such as vegetables, beans, mushrooms, and rice, using simple preparation methods and without strong spices or animal products. Shojin ryori is not just food, but also part of a religious ritual, aimed at achieving peace and purity of mind. However, this shift in monastic principles has surprised many Westerners, who learned that Japanese monks can not only eat meat, but also marry. This reflects the flexibility and pragmatism of Japanese monastic culture, contrasting with some stricter regulations in other countries where monks cannot have families or participate in worldly activities. Although not all monks eat meat or marry, the acceptance of these practices in Japanese society demonstrates tolerance and openness towards diverse traditions within Buddhism. The question is whether these regulations could become part of a global Buddhist tradition. Do you think Japanese Buddhism has changed the way we view monastic life? Leave your comments below. Number 7. Strange traditional festivals. Japan is famous for its unique festivals, deeply reflecting the culture, religion, and spiritual life of its people. One of the strangest festivals is the Kanamara Matsuri, also known as the Penis Festival, held annually in April in Kawasaki. This festival is a symbol of prosperity and a prayer for reproductive health, with rituals that venerate the genitals. A distinctive feature of the festival is the appearance of giant penis-shaped objects made from various materials such as wood, metal, and candy, which are paraded through the streets. Besides celebrating fertility, the festival also supports HIV and AIDS research, with a large portion of the festival's revenue donated to health organizations. The Namahage Matsuri, also known as the Namahage Festival, in Akita Prefecture in February, is another traditional festival, but with a very mysterious atmosphere. This festival is a reenactment of monster-like creatures called namahage, often depicted as masked men in straw costumes carrying wooden knives, going from house to warn children not to misbehave or adults to work hard. Despite its frightening nature, the festival is meant to bring health and good fortune to the family. Another noteworthy festival is the Hadaka Matsuri, also known as the Barefoot Straw Festival, held in winter, where thousands of men, wearing only traditional Japanese underwear, participate in competitive rituals, including trying to grab sacred wooden logs from the balcony of a shrine. The winner is believed to receive blessings for the entire year. Additionally, the Awa Odori Festival, held in summer in Tokushima Prefecture, is one of the most famous dance festivals in Japan. Participants wear traditional clothing and dance to folk music, creating a joyful and colorful atmosphere. While not an overly bizarre festival, the excitement and energy of the participants make it a unique experience. Besides these major festivals, Japan also has other unusual smaller festivals, each with its own unique and equally captivating characteristics. From the Sapporo Snow Festival with its sculptures, from snow to Tanabata Matsuri, the Festival of Love and Prayer, all reflect a profound part of Japan's rich culture and traditions. Number 8. Japan, 2050. Pioneering technology. Japan has long been recognized as a technologically advanced nation, and indeed, it consistently demonstrates its position as a leader in innovation. Technological advancements in Japan are evident everywhere, from everyday household appliances to intelligent transportation systems. A prime example is the smart toilet, equipped with modern features such as heated seats, automatic washing, deodorization, and even music to enhance privacy. As of 2020, over 70 million smart toilets had been installed in Japan, representing approximately 60% of the global market. A 2023 study also indicated that 80% of public restrooms in Japan are equipped with automatic cleaning and deodorization functions, contributing to improved environmental hygiene. Automated stores are also a noticeable feature in Japan. These stores operate completely automatically, requiring no staff. Consumers simply use automated scanners and pay via a contactless system, eliminating the need for human intervention. Statistics show that over 3,000 automated stores will have been deployed in major cities like Tokyo and Osaka by 2025. Furthermore, Japan's transportation system has reached a high level of sophistication. The Shinkansen train system is world-renowned for its precision, with an on-time performance rate of 99.7% annually. Over 150 million people travel on the Shinkansen lines each year, significantly reducing traffic congestion in major cities. Japan's public transportation network is also highly developed, with over 13 subway lines operating continuously and serving approximately 40 million passengers daily. Moreover, these trains can operate with an accuracy of just 1 minute per day, an incredibly impressive figure. It's impossible not to mention robots in healthcare. Japan is a leading country in applying robots to daily life, especially in nursing homes and hospitals. According to a report by the Japan Robotics Industry Association, JARA, Japan will deploy more than 500,000 robots to assist the elderly by 2030. These robots not only assist in caregiving, but also help elderly people feel less lonely when they don't have family members around. Japan is also a pioneer in the development of self-driving cars and AI, aiming to deploy 10,000 self-driving vehicles on the road by 2030, while also accelerating the development of 5G technology to improve connectivity and support other industries. These figures demonstrate Japan's remarkable progress in applying technology to various aspects of life and production. But in this context, can Japan maintain a balance between technological development and preserving its traditional cultural values? Number 9. High suicide rate and academic pressure in Japan. Japan, a nation renowned for its strong economy and advanced technology, is facing a worrying reality: the highest suicide rate among developed countries. On average, Japan records over 20,000 suicides annually, a staggering number despite numerous government measures to reduce it. This is not only related to social issues, but also heavily influenced by academic and work pressures, particularly among the younger generation. Japan is known for its rigorous and demanding education system, and many believe that one of the main causes of its high suicide rate is academic pressure. According to recent studies, approximately 60% of Japanese students admit to feeling stressed about university entrance exams and other entrance examinations. Some surveys indicate that approximately 12% of students have considered suicide due to unbearable pressure from family and school. The Japanese education system constantly pushes students into relentless competition. The university entrance exam is a crucial turning point in each student's academic career, and failure can be seen as the end of their future. The university failure rate in Japan is very low, making students feel they have no choice but to succeed. Furthermore, entrance exams tend to focus on rote memorization, neglecting creativity and problem-solving skills, which further increases stress within the Japanese student community. Work and social stress are also significant factors. According to a 2023 study, one of the reasons why Japanese people, especially young people, resort to suicide is a lack of happiness in their work and personal lives. Nearly 1/3 of Japanese workers feel their jobs are an overwhelming burden, with workdays lasting more than 12 hours. Analysis of data from the Japanese government shows that the suicide rate among workers under 30 is 3 times higher than the national average. Another worrying factor is the lack of psychological support. While Western countries have begun to value and develop psychological counseling services, in Japan, there is still stigma when people seek psychological support. Only about 10% of Japanese people participate in psychological therapy in their lives, while this rate can be over 30% in other developed countries. Japan has begun implementing several measures to address this issue. The government has implemented educational reforms, focusing on reducing academic pressure and encouraging students to pursue their passions instead of solely focusing on exams. They have also implemented strategies to enhance mental health counseling services, especially in schools and workplaces. Social organizations and companies are also increasingly recognizing the importance of mental health, organizing courses and programs to support employees and students. Please share your thoughts in the comments below the video. Number 10. Life in tiny Japanese apartments. Japan is renowned for its strong technological development and robust economy. However, one notable problem facing Japanese people is living space. With high population density and expensive land, many people, especially in large cities like Tokyo and Osaka, live in tiny apartments, sometimes only a few dozen square meters in size. Statistics show that approximately 70% of Tokyo residents live in apartments smaller than 40 square meters. These apartments typically have only one bedroom, one bathroom, and a kitchen integrated into the same space. This makes life extremely cramped, with living space severely limited. During peak hours, navigating these apartments can be particularly difficult, as everything is placed very close together to maximize space. Despite their limited space, these tiny apartments are the only option for many, as rent in Tokyo can reach $1,200 per month for a modest apartment, while the average worker's income is only around $3,000 per month. With only a few dozen square meters, these apartments must accommodate the entire living space of a family, from bedrooms and kitchens to bathrooms. Every step in the cramped space must be carefully considered, and storage is also severely restricted. In the summer, when temperatures are high, the small room becomes a furnace, yet the crampedness offers no sense of comfort or airiness. Despite attempts at decorating and organizing efficiently, those living in these apartments still face feelings of confinement, lack of privacy, and freedom. The thin walls allow footsteps, door openings, and television sounds to be heard throughout the house. The feeling of limited space and freedom makes life stressful and sometimes very tiring. To address this problem, Japanese people mainly use smart interior designs. Multifunctional items such as beds that can be folded into desks or sofas that can be transformed into beds help maximize space. These small apartments are designed so that every nook and cranny is usable, from drawers under the bed to built-in wall storage, in order to optimize living space. What do you think about living in these tiny apartments? Would you be able to live in such a space? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 11. Mysterious places in Japan. Unbelievable places. Aokigahara, also known as the Suicide Forest, is one of the most famous and mysterious places in Japan. Located at the foot of Mount Fuji, it is captivating not only for its natural beauty, but also for its chilling stories and association with tragic deaths. It boasts one of the highest suicide rates in the world, with hundreds of deaths recorded each year. Covering an area of approximately 30 square kilometers, Aokigahara is a dense, overgrown forest with rugged terrain. The landscape is tranquil, yet it evokes a strange, eerie atmosphere. It is believed that the forest is haunted by the spirits of those who died tragically. According to legend, the souls of those who committed suicide cannot find peace and linger in the forest, causing strange phenomena that few dare to confront. What's particularly noteworthy is that many visitors to this forest have reported strange occurrences. There have been cases of phones suddenly losing signal, watches stopping, and visitors feeling as if they are being pulled by an invisible force. Many believe this is due to the influence of spirits in the forest. This is why the forest holds a special allure for those who enjoy exploration and the search for paranormal phenomena. Besides the spiritual stories, Aokigahara also has special measures from the Japanese government to prevent suicide, including placing warning signs with messages encouraging people to seek help. Despite this, the forest continues to attract many visitors, from the curious to those passionate about exploring mysterious phenomena. If you've ever heard the story of Aokigahara, please share your thoughts in the comments below the video. Could the strange phenomena here really be related to lost spirits? Number 12. Legendary Japanese dishes: Sushi, Ramen, and Okonomiyaki. Japan is a country renowned for its diverse and rich cuisine, especially for dishes that have become global icons such as ramen, sushi, and okonomiyaki. Each of these dishes is not only delicious, but also reflects the unique culture and traditions of Japan. Ramen is an indispensable dish when discussing Japanese cuisine. It's a noodle soup made with chewy noodles served in a broth made from meat, bones, and spices. Ramen comes in many styles, depending on the region, each with its own characteristics. For example, Sapporo ramen is famous for its rich miso broth, while Hakata ramen has an incredibly flavorful pork bone broth, tonkotsu. In 2022, the ramen industry in Japan generated over $1 billion in revenue annually, demonstrating its immense popularity among both locals and international tourists. Sushi, perhaps the most famous Japanese dish globally, is another example. Sushi is the perfect combination of rice and fresh seafood. Made from sticky rice mixed with vinegar, sugar, and salt, sushi is usually served with salmon, tuna, or shrimp, and sometimes other seafood. In Japan, there are many types of sushi, from nigiri to maki, each with its own unique flavor. Sushi is not simply a dish, but an art form, with many chefs undergoing lifelong apprenticeships to perfect their skills. Sushi has become a global dish, with over 100,000 sushi restaurants worldwide. Finally, there is okonomiyaki, a dish that is both simple and rich in character. Okonomiyaki is a type of Japanese pancake made from flour, eggs, and ingredients such as pork, shrimp, or cabbage, then grilled on a hot steel plate. What makes this dish special is that each person can choose their own ingredients and seasonings according to their preferences. Therefore, okonomi in Japanese means according to preference. One of the most famous places to enjoy okonomiyaki is Osaka, where this dish has become an integral part of the local culinary culture. Every year, Osaka welcomes millions of tourists who come to enjoy this dish. With its perfect blend of flavor, culture, and history, Japanese cuisine is truly an indispensable part of any trip to the land of the rising sun. Have you ever tried these dishes? Share your experience in the comments below the video. Number 13. Japan, the hidden military power. Although Japan today is known for its strong economic and technological development, few realize that it also possesses considerable military strength. Following World War II, Japan was limited by its pacifist constitution, which permitted only self-defense forces rather than a regular army. Nevertheless, Japan maintains a modern and powerful military, particularly in areas such as the Navy and Air Force. As of 2023, Japan had approximately 247,000 active duty personnel in the Japan Self-Defense Forces, JSDF, along with thousands in reservists. While this number may not be as high as some countries like the United States or China, Japan possesses elite forces equipped with modern equipment and rigorous training. The Japanese Navy, with approximately 150 warships, including more than 40 modern destroyers, plays a crucial role in protecting the country's territory and economic interests. Japan also possesses 2 helicopter carriers, upgraded to support F-35 fighter jets, enabling Japan to effectively deploy its air force at sea. Not only is its navy strong, but Japan's air force is also formidable. With over 400 fighter jets, including next-generation fighters like the F-35 and F-15, Japan can defend its airspace against any threat, This makes Japan one of the strongest air forces in East Asia. Another key factor in Japan's military strength is its weapons manufacturing capability. Japan is currently one of the world's leading producers and exporters of military equipment, including warships, aircraft, and armored vehicles. In particular, Japan is a major producer of high-precision military equipment, especially in the field of high-tech weapons, such as precision-guided missiles and air defense systems. Although Japan has not participated in major military conflicts for over 70 years, it has strengthened its military capabilities to counter regional threats, particularly from China and North Korea. Since 2015, Japan has amended national law to allow its military forces to participate in collective defense operations in the event of an attack on allies. Japan is currently continuing to strengthen its military power to protect national security, while also participating in international military exercises and enhancing cooperation with major powers such as the United States and Australia. With its continuous investment in military technology and modern defense systems, Japan is undoubtedly one of the most militarily powerful nations in the world. What do you think of Japan's military strength? Please leave your comments below. Number 14. Cost of living in Japan. The cost of living in Japan can be quite high, especially in major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. However, the standard of living is considered very worthwhile, with a modern, clean public transport system and infrastructure and an outstanding quality of life. Below is some detailed information about the cost of living in Japan to help you prepare if you plan to live or travel there. In Tokyo, one of the most expensive cities, rent can vary considerably. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs around $800 to $1,200 per month, depending on location and size. However, if you are willing to live in the suburbs, rent can drop to around $400 to $600. Smaller cities like Kyoto or Fukuoka generally have lower rent costs, ranging from around $300 to $500 for a similar apartment. In terms of transportation, Japan is renowned for its extremely efficient subway and bus systems. A short subway ride in Tokyo costs around $1 to $2, while a monthly pass for commuters typically costs between $70 and $120, depending on the distance. However, cycling is very popular and quite economical in Japan, so if you live near your workplace or school, using a bike is a sensible option. When it comes to food costs, Japan offers a wide range of options for every budget. If you cook your own meals, monthly food expenses can range from $250 to $350, depending on how you spend and the types of food you buy. Eating out can cost between $5 and $10 for a meal at budget-friendly eateries like Ramen or Bento. At mid-range restaurants, meals can range from $10 to $20. Electricity, water, gas, and internet costs for one person in Japan can range from $70 to $100 per month, depending on usage and apartment location. Building management bills or garbage collection fees may add up, ranging from $10 to $30 depending on where you live. In total, if you live frugally in Japan, one person can live comfortably on around $1,000 to $2,500 per month. However, if you want to enjoy a fuller life with cultural and recreational activities, monthly costs can reach $1,900 or more. Despite the relatively high cost of living, Japan still offers ways to save money, especially if you choose areas outside the city center and use public transportation efficiently. Are you ready to try living in Japan? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Number 15. Things tourists should know. Japan is a fascinating country with so much to explore, but for first-time visitors, there are some important things to keep in mind to make your trip smoother and more enjoyable. Below are some helpful tips and information you need to know to avoid unwanted incidents and fully enjoy your vacation in Japan. First, regarding etiquette, the Japanese place great emphasis on manners and respect in society. One of the most important rules is queuing. In Japan, queuing is a habit, and people take it very seriously. Whether at subway stations, bus stops, or even in front of elevators, there are always long, orderly lines. Pushing, shoving, or cutting in line is never acceptable. Therefore, when traveling in Japan, you need to adhere to this habit to avoid inconveniencing others. Next, using public transportation in Japan is very common and extremely efficient. However, there are some important things to remember when traveling by train, bus, or metro. First, make sure you don't eat or drink on public transportation. This is not only a rule, but also part of Japanese culture. where cleanliness and order are paramount. Also, avoid talking loudly on the phone or making noise in public spaces, as this will disturb others. Another important point is about cash. Although Japan is modern and developed with many electronic payment methods, cash remains the most common method of payment in many places, especially in rural areas or small shops. Therefore, when visiting Japan, you should always carry sufficient cash and use credit cards whenever possible. Remember to withdraw money from ATMs at convenience stores like 7-Eleven, as ATMs at banks are often not easily compatible with international cards. Regarding communication, although Japanese people are very friendly and helpful, English is not an official language, and many people do not speak English fluently. Therefore, if you don't know Japanese, don't hesitate to use translation apps on your phone to communicate or prepare some basic phrases beforehand such as, "Excuse me," "Sumimasen," or "How much is this?" "Korahai kura desu ka?" This will help you feel more confident when traveling and communicating in Japan. Finally, remember that Japan is a country with a high level of safety, but it's still important to protect your personal belongings, especially in crowded areas like Shibuya or Shinjuku. You should avoid carrying valuable items and always keep an eye on your possessions. With these tips in mind, you'll be able to enjoy your trip to Japan easily and have a fulfilling experience. And that concludes our exploration of Japan. What do you think of the customs and life here? Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this content. Don't forget to like it, as that really helps the channel grow and bring you more amazing videos like this. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on notifications, because there are always new destinations to discover and amazing stories to tell. See you in the next video.